But here's the thing about the world and feminism.
Tell me. Tell us, Tucker. We're here with Sofi and Tukker of Sofi Tukker. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's already been so fun.
Yay!
It's been a great hang.
Wait, I'm so excited.
I know we didn't film it, but we've been having a great time.
Last time we spoke was at Coachella 2 years ago, and we had said it was your sluttiest chapter yet. I feel like Brett is sluttier.
Wow. It was probably our sluttiest chapter, but I feel like...
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, Tucker got sluttier.
I'm glad. I was gonna talk about your bare ass at the governor's house in Rio de Janeiro.
It feels so good to throw some ass, turn it round, can you make it clap?
Did like the Brazil tourism board have to like approve anything?
We didn't tell him about that, we just did it.
What's it like technically to hear a song out in the world and then be like, oh, I kind of want to recreate that but with our own flair?
You know, you get inspired. We were at Carnival 2 years ago in Rio. We went to this after party. It was just like baile funk DJs, and I was blown away. That whole thing started actually just a beat I was making that was like inspired from that night. It was like a baile funk. It was like a dum 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. And then we just sort of wrote from there.
But also from there, we ended up working with a baile funk producer, Marcio Arantes. So that really helped also because he's used to producing that type of music. And so we had made our version of baile funk, and then he really helped bring it to life.
Yeah, it felt more right to do that anyway, because we don't want to just be like grabbing and trying to like copy. We really wanted to like immerse ourselves in it and like work with people who actually make that that's their main thing. And it was fun because then you can learn and then you can like collab.
I love that because I feel like you hear it in the music. You always have open ears, which I think is really interesting, but there's also something that's always Sofi Tukker. What is something that you guys do that you're like, I don't know if anyone else in the industry is doing this, that like makes your creation process yield these songs?
I don't want to self-proclaim uniqueness, but if we have to, I think it's unusual that two people are in a group who are so different and have such different tastes in music and in many things in life. So when we come together, it's just a unique thing that not one brain would think of.
Yeah, and it's like for a song to cross the line as a Sofi Tukker song, we both have to be in love with it. And so that threshold, like finding that, and the process of finding that together, it always just yields something kind of interesting because like what he is necessarily attracted to or inspired by isn't what I'm attracted to and inspired by. And so the process of finding the overlap and like convincing each other about different sounds and stuff is, I think, what makes a Sofi Tukker track.
But here's the thing about the world and feminism.
Tell me. Tell us, Tukker.
Here's the thing about the world and feminism.
If that had been a woman's ass,
Yeah,
it would have been expected and normal. Every music video has a million women's asses.
I see a graphic. It's like, welcome to 101. We give you a little tap, a little pointer. So I want to talk about Heidi Klum. How did you become close friends with Heidi Klum?
Yeah, Heidi and I met through our friend Alessandra at Berger.
And she had been to some shows, so she
Yeah,
like
she knew our
already
music.
knew our music.
She said, das ist good.
That is good.
Das ist gut.
We saw her on Instagram. She was dancing to Jakarta, and we were like, wow, you're such a good dancer. Please, let's do a music video. And she goes, 100%, like, only if you're in it, though. And so we're like, Spiral's the perfect song. It's like this sort of euphoric breakup song, you know? And
It's very like early 2000s.
We had a really long shoot day. We did that whole video in one day.
Whoa.
And it went really long into the night, like way hours over it was supposed to go. She was just so gracious, made everyone comfortable, was polite, was down for everything.
we also had homemade bratwurst.
She brought it from home.
We weren't even supposed to do that scene, but I went to her house the day before, and it was just like a long hangout. We were like doing the choreography, but then we were like, let's just go to your closet and wait to your closet. We did the music video, but not on camera.
She's a girl's girl. And so are you, obviously. And so is Tukker.
It's true, actually. And so I was like, we have to do a nod to Germany. She was like, I have just the idea. Like, I have the best German bratwurst. So she brought them to set. And it looks like so phallic and so purposeful, as though we're like making some grand statements. Or like, we just wanted to eat some sausage.
I want to go back to the transition from Wet Tennis to Bread. I feel like Jacare was like that song. It was like the lead single. I remember kind of being like, ooh, okay, they're doing something different. Can you talk to me about what the genesis process was for that song, and also like why you chose for that to be like the intro to Bread?
It actually wasn't really the intro to Bread when we did it, because when we really started like the Bread campaign, it was with Throw Some Ass, but it really did feel like cohesively, musically, sonically, it should be on it.
Perfect segue, because the song Bread, to me, very subversive and almost like countercultural, very feminist.
I don't believe in what you call purity.
I really identified with it, and I think people don't really talk about like consumption in that way and pleasure in that way in dance music. It's so profound.
It's based on a book by Jessica Valenti called The Purity Myth.
Feminism.
And the whole premise of the book is just like this idea of purity is so harmful and hurtful to women, actually to all of us.
Preach.
And it's completely archaic, and it's actually completely made up, and it's just a myth.
Feminism.
And like the whole idea even of the white dress and of breaking your hymen and of being like, you know, basically higher valued the more pure you are, i.e. the less pleasure you've experienced. Like,
Bullshit.
why are we doing that to us? We're being like, you are going to have a higher value in our society the less pleasure you have. Like, it's just a form of controlling women.
Bullshit.
I was also experiencing something in my life where I was experiencing like outsized shame about experiencing pleasure. And I was like, why do I have so much shame around this? Like, why can't I love the fact that I have an appetite? Like both
Love
in
it.
terms of
No
sexual
shame.
appetite and food appetite. Like that's actually
Carbs.
Carbs and
the title of this interview. But actually pão in Portuguese is bread and pão is
oh my god.
yeah, so on purpose.
Carbs.
Woof. What was the like concept? Because I feel like there are concepts that I get. Like Heidi Klum and you having a sleepover and Tucker rolling through with a pizza. That's a story. This was
That's a porn.
Basically was just us being like, it has to be on a moving vehicle. We're in New York anyway. We live in New York. Let's just do it in New York. And let's just get
Actually-
all of our friends to come and just do crazy stuff on a moving vehicle.
Because the words are like the sunroof, we were like, we just need to have all our homies on the car.
It was just one of those brainstorms where we're going like, okay, and then what if we got your friends to just like make out on the bed? Like, what if we got your friends to just like a car wash? There's literally a stand that says hot buns, long dogs.
someone in 100 years is gonna dissect that and be like poetry, art. There must be some feminism.
What did he mean by the hot dog bun? Whatever.
Our grandkids are in Sofi Tukker 101. I want to talk about the fashion. How have fans shown up differently for the Bread tour?
Literally dressed as giant loaves of bread.
Shut up.
Seen
A lot
the
of bread
funniest
stuff.
people like, I don't know, waving around baguettes in the air. That's so funny.
You're also roommates and also besties.
We don't hug. That's a boundary. We have very short memories. We communicate a lot, which is very helpful. We generally respect each other, which is very helpful. Tucker's like, speak for yourself.
No question. I was just gonna add, we both have strong feminist minds. I was gonna say we both have a glaring problem that pisses the other one off, which is good.
Why is that good?
Because then we're even. You're like, okay, I can't get that mad at you for being so bad with your emails because I'm late all the time and it really bugs you.
That's also like true love. Like in friendship love, but like acceptance.
Yeah, I also don't really feel the like tit for tat thing. Like I don't really think, like I feel like fairness and evenness is a myth also, and we're not gonna try to get there.
I feel like this is a perfect segue to Hey Homie.
Hey homie, let me love you low-key. It's just a little love, but it's something holy.
Watching that, I got emotional as a longtime fan.
Aw.
And like when you watch that back, Was it emotional the first time?
We don't get that sentimental that often. And when we do, it's pretty adorable, I think. 'Cause I'm like, that's true. We love each other. I think we don't take that much time really taking stock and being like, wow, we're so proud of what we've done here together. Because we're always focused on what's next, and we're always just moving towards the next target and the next things that we want to be doing and progressing in. And so to actually take the time and watch footage from, when we met 10 years ago was such a trip. And we just look like babies, but like we're doing our best. It was really touching for us to make that.
It's so cute to think about that, like, you guys didn't know what was in store, but you were betting on each other. Not me, like, there's something in my eye.
Don't cry.
Don't cry. Well, thank you so much, Sofi and Tukker, for hanging out. This was so fun. I'm so excited for later tonight.
This was so fun. Thank you.
Yay.
That's great.